my mind. Now, I didn't start going to Disney until I was much older. So I just thought that Disney World was a place where everybody and everything was happy and positive 24/7, 365. And if I was ever in an environment where it was the mood the energy didn't match my vibration, there you go, that I would just picture myself in Disney World and imagine being able to go there one day or live there one day or work there one day, and I would be surrounded by people whose energy and quest for positivity longing for joy would match mine. So, wow, we're less than 10 minutes in, it's already there. So, we did just that. But I wanted to talk to you about more specific things, because I know that when I am watching or seeking things out on the internet for clarity, hope, guidance, perspective, insight, peace, I like it when people get specific, because I want to know that, like, someone's either going through it on the same level that I am or worse. Because I feel like, how often do you go on the internet and you're like, oh, so-and-so's going through it, but like, my situation is worse, so what's working for them might not work for me. I'm not too sure. I wish they would expound on. So, I want to thank you in this moment in advance for providing me with a safe space to be completely vulnerable and honest about what anxiety, about what overwhelm, burnout, depression look like when they present themselves in my life. Thank you. Okay. So, we'll circle back to the Magic Kingdom day. We will. Magic Kingdom and going to Disney and living close to Disney is great, but it's not a cure-all. It's a help, but it's not a cure-all. So, like I said, my husband and I went to Magic Kingdom Friday, and today is a Sunday. Today. And Friday, Saturday, and today, I have been very anxious about a particular financial situation, stemming from last November. If you're not aware, my dog and I in November had an unexpected and unfriendly encounter. It was actually two dogs, but one of them made a more lasting impression. I'll leave it at that, okay? So, today, I woke up after having not the soundest night's sleep, and also intense dreams. That's one way that a big is not real. It feels like a dream. Like if you sat there, like if someone I trusted, if my husband came in and said that I either dreamt my morning or was like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz and got knocked out and dreamt the whole thing, the whole Oz experience, and like I might actually believe him. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not a part of the real world, that everyone else on the planet is like moving on. The world is functioning without me, and I somehow got like left out or forgotten, left behind, like I'm functioning by accident on my own. Like everyone else is over here and it's just me over here. Does that make sense? It's just a weird place, I feel. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm glad I made notes. It's similar to dreams that I have where my vision is impaired. I don't know if you've ever had a dream where you're blind, like blinded, temporarily blind, or I often have, my whole life, I've often had dreams where I cannot see clearly. Like my vision is like 97% blurred, and I'm trying to focus, or I'm trying to like hold my phone and look at it, but it just keeps going out of focus. That's very similar to how I feel sometimes when I'm experiencing a lot of overwhelm, a lot of anxiety. I feel during those times, I feel like my brain can't absorb my surroundings. That even if I were to look in a mirror, I wouldn't be able to I can't have incoming information. Like my brain blocks incoming information because it's so busy just running the track, the hamster wheel, over and over again. I make mistakes that I don't normally make, minor things, like I forget to put something away, like I'm not present. I'm so here that I literally cannot take in anything that is coming into my senses. Conversely, when I feel clarity and mental stability, I feel like those items, things around me come alive. They're in color, they're in focus. I can perceive the smell, like pick up on minutia when I have a clear head. So, this has not been told to me directly by a mental health professional, nor and what to do about it. But for me personally, I have learned through many a decade of trial and error. I just have to keep going through my day. I have to keep going. I have to continue on. This is where, okay, so I have a list of things on the back that help me out, and it's a long list. And if you're like me, you're like, good, I need a long list. Don't give me a short list. Give me the longest list that you got so I can take my time and try every single one of these things. Don't give me 3 things, because if those 3 things don't work, I'm gonna freak out. So anyway, I keep going throughout my day. Something I learned during the pandemic is that routine and schedule are very important to my mental health. So important. So important. Like, I lightly make my bed. Meaning, like, I don't tuck the sheets in because my dog, without fail, goes and messes up all the sheets by the end of the day, just about every day. But I will drape the sheets over in a nice way, rearrange my pillows, put my plushies in a comfortable place so they can hang out all day. That's something I do when I get up in the morning. It's little, but guess what? It's also not. It's also not. I'm also the type of person, and I'll touch back on this later when I talk about ASMR. I'm the type of person who I will eat the same thing for breakfast every day for like 50 years. I like to have structure. Structure is really important to me. That's just the type of person that I am. In a world full of chaos, if I can still make sure that if I have nothing else going for me that day, if I can make sure that I make my bed, that's one thing I did that day. To my name that I accomplished. Sometimes when you're sick, that's all you can do, girl. You gotta pat yourself on the back for that. What are some other things? So schedule, routines, drinking water. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to know how much water you should be drinking, because I'm not a doctor. But what I will tell you, did you hear it? But what I will tell you is that drinking some water is better than drinking no water. That's it. Drink enough water where you feel good. Where you feel good. Eat good food. Now listen. I think we all know that Miss Nikki Glitz loves a burger and fries every now and then. Okay? I'm not willing to shy change of scenery is just going to Costco. Sometimes that change of scenery is going to Dollar Tree, even if I don't buy anything. Sometimes that change of scenery is getting in my car without my dog, and just by the time I drive down the block, I'm like, okay. A change of scenery. If the circumstances don't allow for a change of scenery, which could be many a thing, I try and do something that isn't in my normal repertoire. Lately, that has been, we're coming back to this because this is a delight for all of the senses. Lately, it's been watching classic Disney movies with my husband at night. We watched Sleeping Beauty, and we most recently watched Cinderella. Shout out on to something else. Move on to something else. This is my yoga block. I love yoga because you really don't need any props. I just happen to bring this because, tapping on air doesn't really hit. Or does it? is, even if you don't watch that video, I feel like that can be applied to so many times in my life. Nick, do you really hate your own guts that much, or do you just hate the way that you feel right now? Nick, are you a bad person or a failure? Fill in the blank. Or do you just not want to be where you are right now? Or do you just not want to feel like how you're feeling currently anymore? I will link that TED Talk below. I will link a different TED Talk about trauma below that I found to be inspiring and moving. There was also a TED Talk that I watched about how to function through like depression and anxiety. I will link that below as well. If you have been on this channel for a minute, especially way back in the day, I have talked about how I live with, but I don't know how to say this in a way that doesn't like make me one with what it is. I am currently in the process of overcoming and eliminating my habits, my body-focused repetitive behaviors. I will link information about that below as well. BFRBs, body-focused repetitive behaviors, are often a way, at least for me personally, growing up, even as a young child, that's how I dealt with uncomfortable situations, stress, anxiety, things I had no control over, unwanted events, situations, people, and where are my notes at? It's a way of self-soothing. I have noticed that yoga and meditation, go forget it. On the days when I don't do it, which are rare, or I put them off to the end of the day, you had best believe that Miss Nikki Glitz has one blank of a time not participating in those activities. Awful. I will link this below too. Now my body-focused repetitive behaviors manifest in like playing with like my nail cuticle area. So I make sure that I trim and clean my nails every day, so I'm less likely to and the main way, I used to be a chronic, I don't say that word lightly, cheek chewer. I'm surprised. Cheek chewer. Inner, like, lip chewer and outer lip chewer. Chewer, peeler, biter. I talked about this myself, because that would have been damage that I would have been doing to myself. And I don't like having this in. It's annoying. It's annoying. You ever see that episode of Bluey? Where Muffin, what is it that Muffin can't stop doing, so she has to wear a cone. Anyway, and she doesn't like the cone. But then she gets to a point where is it sucking her thumb? Anyway, it eventually gets to the point where Muffin is able to prioritize not sucking her thumb in order to ditch the cone. And I feel like I'm getting there. Like, I don't want to wear the mouth guard, but I'm going to force myself to do it until I can trust myself not to chew. Anyway, there's that. So, things that help me: schedule, routines, water, good food, simple tasks, not being in one place too long, meaning if I need to get up and take 50 breaks while I'm editing a video in order to avoid participating in BFRBs, then I'm gonna do it. Not being in one place too long, meaning if I've been in the house for 5, 6, 7 plus days, I'm going to find something out of the house to do and do it. Change your scenery. It's healthy for your brain. That's probably one of the hardest for me, because I never want to be away from my dog. Sleep. If you are not prioritizing sleep, I cannot help you. When I get a doo-doo night's sleep, all of my problems are amplified times 100. So if you want to feel like doo-doo times 100, don't get a good night's sleep. I write things down as a receipt for my anxiety. I write things down as a receipt. So if there's something that you find that you tend to focus on or get really stressed about, coming back to those, when you're nervous, like when I get really anxious, I realize that one of the first things I do in an act of self-deprecation is I get really harsh about my body, my weight, my exercise, my food intake, etc. So, back in 2020, I decided that I was going to keep a log of everything I ate, my workout, how many hours of sleep I got. You ever see like those Oura rings or whatever, and it tracks? I don't think it doesn't track your food, but like it track, you know what I mean? And when I hear that anxiety trying to lie, she's a vicious liar, and saying, "Hey girl, oh yeah, you've probably been eating like doo-doo lately," and I could say, "Actually, Miss Thing, no, that's not true. I added vegetables to my dinner on this day, and as soon, I'm telling you, you have to treat your anxiety like it's not you, like it's somebody else." And as soon as I whip those receipts out, girl, she's like, "Oh, she said, oh, never mind, hold on, I'm gonna take this other call." And I said, "That's what I thought, sis. That's what I thought." Don't let your anxiety pile up on you. That's another thing. Another one is that when I try and work through, okay, I'll make a list of everything that's on my mind, and I take it one step at a time. Is this something that I can work towards? Is this something that's out of my hands? Like, is there a proactive approach judge me all you want. I really don't care. I really don't care. And it's not so much that I don't care, it's that I don't mind. I don't mind opening up to you if it's going to help someone. What do I have to be afraid of? I can't tell you all the times in my life people have opened up to me about their personal triumphs and struggles. Even people on the internet. And I've been like, that's a game changer. Thank God for that person. Thank God for Julie Andrews, for talking about how she went to therapy. You guys, Julie Andrews was born in like a time, and lived in a time when going to therapy was not like every other BetterHelp ad that, like you see online. And she talked about it in her book, and because she talked about going to therapy in her autobiography, I started going to therapy. That's all it took. That's all it took, I love my girl power board. Anyway, that's why I wanted to make this video and put it out there. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. We have fun with rainbows and ponies and glitter and nails and drag queens and X, Y, and Z. We do. And that's great to supplement as long as I'm still in my heart giving you this, as long as we do this and check in every now and then this will supplement and fill in all of the rest. I have to give a massive shout out to ASMR Queen. And Queen she is, honey. When I was getting ready, I just was watching her Valentine's Day video where she spent the first 5 minutes advocating self-love and then shows me a Coach bag. What more could I want out of a YouTube channel? So I want to give a massive shout out to her. I think I've only watched somewhere between 2 and 4 videos. The vibes, the energy, the positivity, the length of your video. So, girl, I was having a full-blown midlife crisis at 4 a.m. the other night, and I put on her videos for the first time. Thank you for the peace that you brought me in those hours. Thank you. And getting me to watch a new ASMR. I'm stubborn. I am stubborn. I've already said it. Not that I don't like new things. It takes a lot to get me to try new things, including but not limited to watching ASMR channels, because I'm so insanely oversensitive. But I want to give a big shout out to ASMR Queen. I'll be linking her below. Queen, that's right. I know that's right. Queen. Friends, the one person or the one place that you can come to is here to get you through, to be the band-aid, to get you through these hard times. Then praise be that my life purpose is fulfilled in doing that and in being here. So thank you so much for giving me that tremendous gift. I'm always here for you. I'm always going to be talking about glitter and Coach bags and Disney. And I'm here to remind you one phrase that helps me. Even if you've got to take it